Okay. Now I believe I need to go over this about 2 layers up, and then just 1 general exfoliation layer, and it should be good beyond that point. Would you stop looking down? Thank you. Trying to dig out the ceiling, and it keeps looking lower and lower every time I'm trying to dig it out. It's like, would you stop looking down? I'm trying to dig up. Wow, there was over a full stack of stone on the ground. That's a lot of stone. perimeter once. You know, I didn't need to excavate all of this. However, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any silverfish. And in order to do that, I kind of had to go through and just kind of dig all of this out at least once. Using Silk Touch, of course. Then my plan is to actually fill this all in with regular stone afterwards, because once I do, I don't need to worry about falling into here again. And then if I ever need to dig it out, I very easily can dig it out. But seeing as I don't plan on digging in the positive Z direction, I think I'll be good on this one. Okay. Now I just need to dig up the floor. Just to make sure that there are no silverfish in the floor. Because as unlikely as it might seem, that is an actual problem in these parts. Every now and then you're just digging around in a cave. Next thing you know, silverfish in the floor. Oops. Wait, is my inventory full? My inventory is full. Okay, well. At the very least, I can clearly and concisely say that there is no silverfish in this pit. Okay. Now we've got ourselves a nice little area here set aside. Oops. Don't want to build it that tall yet. Okay. As we can see here, there is still plenty of material to fill in. Boy. Lots of work filling in a wall. Not exactly how I pictured I'd be spending my hour, but it does provide a bit of peace of mind knowing that I don't have to worry about an infestation literally right beneath my monster farm. Specifically, my monster spawner. seems that at least one of the monsters appears to not be wanting to fall off the edge. And ta-da! Oh. Oops. Where did I get that from? Right here? Okay, well. So yeah, I've basically realized that I have a very dry personality. You know, outside of video games, I don't really have very many interests. All of the shows that I want to watch aren't exactly, good for me to watch. They're not exactly healthy shows. But at the same time, I don't really have very many interests as far as anime shows actually go. I haven't watched very many in order to gain interest in very many different episodes or shows. There's been a few shows, obviously. I enjoy good anime every now and then, but I just don't watch much anime. And it's weird to realize that, because I could watch more anime. It would obviously soak up some of my free time that I would otherwise be applying towards more creative endeavors, such as building up my YouTube channel. That would be one of those creative endeavors. Another creative endeavor would be working on my Dungeons & Dragons game, which additionally is a very time-consuming endeavor that I am currently making use of. I'm currently taking part in, because I want to have a decently good Dungeons & Dragons game. I want to have fun with the players that I am hosting for. I want them to have fun. I want me to have fun. I want everyone involved to have fun, obviously. But the problem is that without taking the time to increase my levels of creativity through inspirational observance of various anime and various shows, without that inspirational boost, there's not really much of a imagination that gets fostered there. It's quite the conundrum, really, because I don't want to waste my time just watching anime blindly and hoping that I find a good one that suits my tastes. But at the same time, I don't want to waste my time just watching anime when I could be doing other things, such as building maps, world building, just generally creating lore and characters and all kinds of other things for my world, and preparing my game sessions for my players to enjoy in the upcoming areas. Which is something I actually need to get back to. I need to get around to doing that, because my players are getting ready to enter a dwarven settlement, and I have pretty much nothing prepared. I don't have any shop menus, I don't have any inventory, I don't have any quests, It's just, I have a map, I have a general idea of what I want to do with this town specifically. But beyond that, I don't really have anything that I want to do with this town. I don't know what my players would find too interesting in this town. I know that one of them is seeking a dwarven blacksmith of the metalsmithing variety specifically, because the character is interested in identifying this mystery metal which they have. Now, what the player doesn't know, as well as what the character doesn't know, is that the material which they have is some form of mithril. Because what happened was that a previous player had, specifically this was a very toxic player that I'm referencing, but they had managed to acquire a plate mail that was considered as though it was light armor. And when I say considered as though it was light armor, I mean it gained the benefits of light armor, which is to say that they were allowed to apply their full dexterity modifier to the armor in order to calculate their armor class, their AC. This is obviously very, very overpowered when you consider that it was technically a plate mail that they were applying this specific trait to. However, the character ended up suffering an unfortunate incident after a specifically a specifically catastrophic series of events where one player had decided that they wanted to just take a shortcut and go straight through the wall. They rolled for athletics. They managed to get a natural 20, and considering their strength was their primary stat, they quite easily managed to just smash through the wall in a crude fashion through about 10 feet of stone. However, this did create an unstable connection, meaning every time a character traversed that area of cave, there was a risk that there was a cave-in. The toxic player managed to be the one which triggered this cave-in effect after a previous player got dangerously close to triggering it and caused a bit of instability, which increased the DC of the check to make sure that they didn't trigger the cave-in. The players could have easily spent an extra 3 turns, I think it was, just going around this very unstable looking area. They opted not to, and as a result, the character kind of perished. It's kind of expected when you're sitting there just ignoring the fact that there's this really dangerous area and you could easily go around it. It's like, well, what did you expect, you know? Of course your character perished. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer as to why. Which is a way of saying it is a very obvious reason. You know, now, I believe I have gathered a sizable quantity of this area, which means that I should have no problems traversing this area in the future. You know, I can easily come down here and just kind of chill out over here, enjoying having my various items collected for me, because I'm able to make use of things such as the skeletons, for example, that are stored within here. Yeah, see? These guys don't seem to really care about the fact that they're getting pushed along on these ledges. You know, the spiders, no matter how much they try, aren't able to actually do anything to chase me down. Especially once I plank them off the ceiling. Yeah, they're trying to climb the walls is what it is. But the problem that they're experiencing is that as they continue trying to climb the walls, they find themselves getting sucked down by the current, causing them to quite easily perish. Now, I have not yet included any way for me to retrieve the experience out of there. However, it is quite easy to estimate that the skeleton spawner, which is located roughly there. There we go. Make sure that the skeletons don't escape. Here, skeletons, you want to chase me? Chase me over here. Blub, 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 blub. Yeah, see, he took a shot, but he missed because he was just getting pulled down to the bottom of what is essentially just an area where they can drown. But, you know, other than the fact that they're drowning there. Ow. The skeletons are definitely getting plenty. I mean plenty of spawns. They're spawning quite well, quite efficiently. There's plenty of them. It's just a matter of whether or not they are having looting applied to them primarily. From what I can tell, there is no spider eyes that get created by non-player kills. Additionally, there is the matter of whether or not to provide some method of a unification of resources. Ah, there's the experience. I was wondering how I was going to be getting that out. Ah, I see. There is, in fact, a section where it's not entirely solid. There we go. Got that fixed. As far as ways for me to, stop the monster spawns in order to upgrade the kill chamber, I haven't exactly planned that far ahead yet. However, I think that there will be a very, very good opportunity for me to upgrade the kill chamber once I have managed to stop the monster spawns. In the meantime, though, I believe I have quite the large variety of resources to deposit. I think this episode could use with a bit more excitement, therefore I shall grab my fortune pickaxe as well as the various ores which I have gathered. In order to harvest them up. This is a great time to mention that if you haven't already left a like on the video, commented, subscribed, this is a great time to do so. If you're looking for something to comment about, you can leave a comment and let me know how much ore you think I will be gathering and of which types. Obviously, I'm getting iron, coal, quartz, and redstone. You are free to let me know down in the comments what you think I will have as my final tally. I will be using my Fortune 3 pickaxe, on the ore in order to gather up a sizable quantity. I want to profit from this, after all. I mean, technically just using an iron pickaxe on this stuff is profit. I have enough iron ore and enough coal in order to make this entire thing profitable. Okay. Wanted to make sure I didn't have any falling into those hoppers because I wanted to have an accurate readout. Give me a moment. Do some base repairs because I accidentally dug through some granite. Here we go. Yeah, this is an excellent time to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment to tell me how much iron, coal, quartz, and redstone you think I will have after I'm done mining all of this. Let me know in the comments if you guessed correctly. For example, did you guess 5 quartz and 9 redstone? Probably not, because, I got 4 quartz and 4 redstone from that first one, so why would I get 5 redstone and 1 quartz from the remainder? But that's how much I got. I got 10 blocks of coal. I got 1 block of redstone, 5 nether quartz, and roughly 12 blocks of raw iron with 4 remainder. Oh my, what just happened? Something happened. I would have to guess, but I would estimate that what just happened is the video rolled over to the next video over, meaning that this is an excellent opportunity for me to mention that if you enjoy this content, this is a great time for you to leave a like on the video, comment on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if there's any other games you would enjoy seeing me attempt to play, preferably free to play. I don't have money to afford a bunch of new games, but I am aware that there are plenty of games out there that plenty of people would be interested in seeing me play. I'm aware that there are a lot of games out there, and I'm not really sure which ones are interesting at the moment. Which games would be considered, the type of game which my viewers are wanting to see. I just don't have any context for it. That's simple. That being said, however, there is definitely, there's definitely a lot of games I can play. It's just, which games should I play? Like, I would love to play a game like Dyson Sphere Project, where, the goal of the game is to build a Dyson Sphere. That sounds lovely. It looks like a lovely factory builder. But since I don't currently own that game would need to be free to play and free to, own in order for me to be able to afford it. If it's not, well, then I can't really play it, can I? Therefore, I'm trying to basically find some games that I will be able to play without needing to worry about, can I afford the game? Do I own the game? Is it possible for me to own the game? And by that last one, what I mean is basically there are a lot of games out there that are not free to play, that are not free to own. I understand that companies need money in order to continue operating, but at the same time, I don't have money to give these companies that are trying to build these games. Therefore, unless it's a game like Phantasy Star Online, I don't really see myself being able to play it, because Phantasy Star Online is, for the one I found at least, there is a Phantasy Star Online MMO that is free to play, free to own, as far as I know. Now, the problem is the same problem that any MMO faces early on, and that's basically all of the reviews saying, well, this game is kind of bland and boring, there's no real end game, it's just another game, basically. It's not going to be something that's difficult to beat. On top of that, all of the end game content is kind of non-existent, really. Like, there is end game content, yes, but it's not the type of content that's going to be consistently entertaining. If anything, it's kind of not entertaining. There is plenty of content to go around, yes, but as far as replayability, from what I hear, it's quite boring. I understand that it's a Phantasy Star game, so of course it's held to quite high standards because it's Phantasy Star. People know and recognize Phantasy Star, and they'll go, "Hey, that's Phantasy Star. I know that game. I recognize that game. That game's pretty awesome." And that's great, but the problem is that if you do that with every game, you're going to reach a point where the games are no longer interesting, satisfying, or fun. That's kind of a problem, because you want games that are interesting, satisfying, and fun. Yeah, I've decided that I want to do the half slabs thing, because andesite is a very limited material. B, I think it'll just look nice. Oops, I did not mean to take out that hopper. Go. Go. Yes, leap on top of my head. Let's watch how that goes. Hey, bad guys, I'm over here. Their leap causes them to leap up to 3 blocks into the air, which then causes them to die when they land because they can't actually withstand leaping 3 blocks into the air and landing. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm only going to start implementing the half slab trick I'm not going to fully implement it right off the bat, because that would involve just digging up literally everything. I don't have enough pickaxe durability for that.